Morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500 and welcome back to Project Gino. As you can see, we've got some plastic where the bumper should be. We've got the bumper back from the paint shop. I've started to put the bits and pieces on it. Today I've got to get the front panel sorted out in the right position, get the bonnet shut, hopefully get the bumper on, get the lights on and get that front finished. So let's get on with it, let's do it. These have just arrived from Amazon. I only need one. I bought a packet of 50, but about £6 for 50. So hopefully they're going to do the job. So I'm going to get those out and have a look, put one over, see if it's strong enough to do the job. Fingers crossed. Yep, absolute perfect fit. As you can see there, I'll take it off and put it back on again. Okay. My hand's getting in the way, but never mind. Can't even see what I'm doing now. That's it. So push that on, and then I did order some 8 to 10 millimeter Jubilee clips, and according to Amazon, they've been delivered, and they haven't. I was here when I got the notification on my phone saying your parcel's been delivered, and it wasn't. This parcel's come separately, so I don't know what's happened to that. So I'm going to see if I can. I don't know if these will go small enough, but I'll give it a try just temporarily. I might have to order them again because I don't know when they're going to come if they're lost. So I'll probably order them again today, and then the other lot can get sent back. Okay, let's get that on, and then hopefully that'll do the job and we can get this topped up properly and get it started and run up to temperature. Right, there you go. Got the Jubilee clip on. It did go small enough to get it on, so that will hold that on. That should be absolutely fine now, and then we can get it topped up, and then we can get this moved. As I told you on the previous video, and I showed you the auction, we've got the new car coming tomorrow, so I need to get this moved round there. I've got the red Sport out on the road because it's all MOT, taxed, insured and so on now. That will be hopefully finished by the end of next week. And then that can go up for sale, and then we can get on with this one, get this finished. Still waiting for the bumper, obviously. Hopefully that won't be too much longer. Get this all sorted out, but for the time being I just need to get it moved, running and moved. I'm going to have another look in the shed at the bottom of the garden. I'm not sure whether I've got another bumper or not, just an old white pop bumper. I'm not sure, I can't remember, so I need to get all my bumpers out and have a look, see what I've got. Yeah, fingers crossed I've got one, otherwise it just has to have that plastic sheet over it until the bumpers come. But let's get it all topped up, running, and get it moved. Okay, so yesterday this car was finished, or the day before it was finished. Yesterday afternoon at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I put it on the mum's group, up for sale. Had loads of comments almost straight away, and at about 9 o'clock this morning I had a message from someone saying I'm really interested. So I sent her a message and said, let me know if you want to come and have a look, and she said, can I come now? I said, yeah, of course you can. She came now, she gave me £3,500 in cash, and I'm now about to go and deliver the car to her. She was in her car, so she couldn't take it with her. So she lives a few doors down from the lady whose white one I put the new door and the new wing on the other day, if you remember that one. And she was actually saw me doing it. She walked past when I was doing it, and she's a friend of that lady. So she has now bought this car, and I'm going to deliver it, and then I'm going to jump on a bus back. How about that for service? So that's the last you're going to see of Project Ruby. It's been a good one. Now let's get back to the blue one. Right, so yes, as I just explained, as you know, as you saw in the last video, this has got to be sorted out. Got to get it to the right height. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the holes a bit bigger. As I've done that many times before, and bring that up. If it's not right, then obviously I can put it back down again, but it's relatively easy to make those holes a bit bigger. I think I tried to do it with a file before and it wouldn't do it, so I had to actually use a cutting disc to do it. Small cutting disc, just to make them slightly bigger. So I'm going to try that first. It's very noisy and very horrible So I'm not going to film that. I will come back after I've done it. But so yeah, so I want to get that to the right height. Managed to get that bonnet closed, which is really strange because I got it closed, didn't I? It was almost perfect. And then I can't remember, I didn't really do very much after that. And all of a sudden it stopped moving again, which is a bit odd. Got the new radiator in, as you know. So once we get it to shut, we then need to put the headlights in, get it to shut, and then put the bumper on. I've got to put all the bits and pieces on the bumper. Let me just show you the bumper that we got back from the paint shop. So there it is. I've already started putting the trim on. I'll put those on and put the badge on. Still got those to put on, but I'll probably put those on when they're on the car because it's easier to put them on when they're on the car. They're a pig to get on, I hate those. This is, I'm not sure, so as you know, I bought two bumpers. This is the bumper with the slots for the lounge. The other one is a pop bumper without those slots. On this one, it came with the eye, the towing eye. On the other one, it didn't. And I'm not sure which one was which, and which one was the Premium Plus and which one was the non-Premium Plus. I'm assuming this one's probably the Premium Plus due to the fact it's got a towing eye cover, which is really tight-fisted of them. As regards the other one, which obviously I'll use on a future car, I've got a towing eye cover in many colours anyway, including this colour, so not a problem, assuming it matches, of course. But hopefully this bumper will match. As you know, I sent a piece of the bumper, the old bumper, to the paint shop for them to send it off and match the colour. So at first glance it looks spot on. I haven't held it up against the car particularly yet, apart from when I did it round the back when the car was parked in front of the house, but it looks all right. But this is the first thing to do anyway, so I'm going to get this thing sorted out and then we'll come back. Before we do that, just want to show you that this is still here. I've still not heard from, I heard from Copart by email on Friday afternoon, so today is Wednesday and this will hopefully be your Wednesday video, providing I get time to upload it later on. It was, sorry, got distracted by something outside. Yeah, I had an email from them last Friday asking me to send pictures of the VIN number. I think I've explained all this to you, the VIN number and the engine. Done that. That was on Friday afternoon, so obviously they wouldn't have seen that till Monday. Today's Wednesday, haven't heard a peep from them yet since. So it's now a week and a half since I've had this, and still got nowhere really. Obviously they are looking into it. Just a shame they don't say, yeah, we've messed up, someone's messed up, we'll take it back. I've told them it needs to go back. It's a shame they don't just say, yeah, we'll do our investigation, but we'll come and get it, take it away, and then we'll sort it out. Even if they don't give me my money back straight away whilst they're investigating, which they should anyway, but it's very frustrating. Very, 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 very frustrating. But you never know. Hopefully, I'm sort of still living in hope that, well, I was living in hope that it might be sorted this week, but I think it's looking increasingly unlikely now. But yeah, that's where we are with that one. And just finally, actually no, I've already done a bit of video on it, I think, which I'm going to include in here. But yeah, Project Monty's sold and gone now. Anyway, let's get on with this. Be back shortly once I've hopefully sorted that out. I'm getting there. I am definitely getting there. I had great trouble. I could not get that thing to shut. Would not work. So, I mean, it looks in good condition, that, but it was almost if, so this bit here, so when you close the bonnet, let's get it the right way around. Yeah, that way around. So, when you close the bonnet, the bracket on the bonnet hits that, pushes that, I can't do it one-handed, pushes that round, which then locks that bit over the bar, which keeps it in place. And then of course when you release it, it moves that, releases the bar, and up it pops. And it was like it was too far over, and no matter where I put it, it wouldn't make any difference. Up and down, left and right, just would not lock. So I swapped it for another lock, and it shut straight away. So I'm going to get rid of that. But I say it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it, but and it moves. The bar that the thing goes into moves, but it's just not working. So this side, got it shut. Yeah, this side is almost spot on, almost. Tiny little bit of adjustment, but the other side is awful, and I can't get it to go right. Look at it, look at the state of it, it's right up in the air. Now I've done my usual bit of wood underneath, bending the hinges, and it's if anything, it's made it worse. So I think what I'm probably going to have to do is release the hinge. I don't like touching the hinges on these, Really don't. But I think I'm going to have to in this instance. But it's awful. Now I'm not sure whether it's hitting something or not. I can't see, because I've got the sun in my eyes here, even with the torch underneath. I can't actually see what I'm doing. As you can see, the sun's on that part of the bonnet, and I just can't see what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm not sure whether it's hitting something as it comes down. So I've tried, you know, bending the bonnet around, moving it around like I've done in the past, which has always worked before, and it just ain't having it. So what I'm going to do for the time being, because it shuts, I'm going to offer up the headlights and see how they fit. And I might be able to tell from there, because I've also moved the wing in a little bit on that side. Or was it out? No, in on that side, and I moved it out on that side. I've moved the bonnet on the hinge parts that are on the actual bonnet itself. I've moved those, and it just ain't having it, but it is closing. So yeah, so as I said to you before, there's 3 stages of fitting a bonnet, fitting a bonnet, getting it to shut. Like I've done it now. Then with the headlights in, if it still shuts and it's not, the headlights aren't failing it, you know you're all right height-wise for this. So then we can get the bottom bar on, and then fitting the bumper and seeing if it shuts with the bumper on, because you don't really know until you get the bumper on whether you're too low at the front or not, or too high at the front or whatever. There's no way of knowing until you actually get the bumper on. As it's a brand new painted bumper, I don't really want to be going on off because I don't want to damage the paint on the little brackets, and I haven't got an old bumper now to try, which is a bit annoying because I sold the one that was on it. So I could do with an old bumper really. I think next time I have an old bumper that's, you know, destroyed at the bottom or something, I'm going to keep it just to use it for fitting like this. But yeah, I'm going to get the headlights in, and then we'll come back and have a look and see if it shuts again. I'll show you live me trying to shut it on the first occasion, and hopefully it'll shut. We will see. Right, headlight's gone in pretty well. The gap is pretty good. I think that tip needs to come where this tip of the headlight goes onto that needs to come up very, very slightly, because I banged that down because it was in the way, but I banged it down a little bit too much. So let's see if we still shut. Yes. Yeah, that gap looks fine now. Okay, that's that one in. So yeah, that just needs moving up slightly, which will move the whole thing up as well. So yeah, that'll be all right. That'll be fine. It does actually look like the bonnet could probably do with coming down a little bit at the front. So what I might do, I'll wait till I get the other headlight in. But what I might do is, if I lower the bonnet catch, that should, in theory, get the front of the bonnet lower when it closes, which will close this gap up a little bit. I guess that is just a little bit too big. But this is the pain with these cars. It is if you look at this, you can't. If you look at the Abarth, there's no gap there at all. Or the Abarth. What am I saying? Yeah, so that front of that bonnet does need coming down a little bit, which again will show when I get the bumper on properly. But if I can get the gap there correct, then we stand more chance of getting the bumper in the right place the first time. So we'll just get a second light in, and then we'll come back again. So fit-wise, that headlight actually went in better. Less gap at the side, fits in exactly the right position there and exactly the right position there. So that's pretty good. So let's see if it shuts. I think it will. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, look at that gap. Yeah, that gap is massive. So you can see that bonnet needs to come down at the front massively. Don't know if you can see that gap there. Yeah, far too big. All around here, it's not so bad there, and then as it comes here, it's bigger. So that definitely needs to go down further at the front. So we'll try and adjust that bonnet. We'll put the bracket down further. So hopefully that will mean that the bonnet will come down a little bit more. But it also, I think, oops, excuse me, sorry about that. Yeah, it also needs to do that as well, I think. Because it's absolutely fine that side, but it's all over the place, right up in the air here. It feels like it won't go down because it feels like there's some, I don't know if it's the hinge. It might be the hinge that needs an adjustment. It could well be, but it's as if it's hitting something. It's as if it's resting on something, so it won't go down any further. That's how it feels, but I think it's the hinge. And I think it's also slightly too forward as well, so I think I need to move it back a little bit. Whereas that side is spot on. Yeah, that side's okay. So at least it's shut. It just needs a bit of fiddling around to get it right. But it's taken me about an hour, I suppose, to do that so far. So it's not too bad. But it helps you to figure out what you need to do. So I'm going to put that bracket down, lock down a bit, and we'll come back and we'll see if it's helps at all. And then it's just going to be a bit of manipulation. But at least I can get the bonnet, get the bumper on as well, which will help. Better, I am getting it. So every time I pop the bonnet up, I also grab hold of the bonnet and yank it to one side, which is what they do in the body shops, to be fair. So I had moved this side out a little bit to match up because I thought this side was going to be okay, and now it's a bit too far out, so it'll be easy enough. I can take the headlight off, it's just easier to get to that bolt underneath there, and then I can re-manipulate that. But I could live with it, apart from that's too far out now, so it needs going in. I could live with that side, that's fine. And this side has improved, so I am getting there. It's not as bad at the front, but it's terrible at the back, so it is going to need some form of manipulation of the hinge, I think, but I am getting there, slowly but surely. But yeah, way too high. While this sun's out, I can't see underneath to see if anything's in the way. I just can't do it. With the headlight not there, you can actually, you can put a torch in there and see if anything is fouling it. But in this sunlight, I just can't see. It's just blinding me. So once the sun moves around a bit, I'll be able to, oh, someone's cooking something, it smells nice. Which is a pain in the backside, but never mind. But yeah, the bonnet still definitely needs moving that way a little bit. I might actually try moving that a little bit more over to one side, because it doesn't seem to be snatching when you let go. It sort of opens fine. But if you move, in theory, if you move that bonnet catch over and it shuts the bonnet, and as it shuts the bonnet, it will pull it over a little bit. And then you can adjust the catch to suit. So they are a pain in the backside, these things, they really are. I don't really want to put the bumper on until such time as I've got it right, because it's gonna, otherwise it'll probably have to come off again. Well, not necessarily, I suppose if I am going to use the hinge to adjust it finally, it won't, but I still got to get that little dent out there anyway. So headlights have got to all come out, but I just wanted to get it shut properly with correct gaps and what have you. And hopefully we'll get to the bottom of that this morning. It's boring doing this backwards and forwards, but it needs to be done, so let's just get on with it. And I'll come back in if, to show you the stages, or if I manage to do it. If I don't manage to do it, then as we know, you leave it, walk away and come back another time, in which case I'll put the bumper on and then I'll move on to doing something else, and then we'll come back to this at a later date. But you don't want to lose your rag because you end up breaking stuff. I don't want to dent the bonnet or anything like that. So my daughter's just made me a cup of tea, so I'm going to go and drink that and then have a breather for 5 minutes because it's bloody warm. Not that I'm complaining, I'm normally complaining it's freezing. Yeah, we are getting there. I can see progress, which is the main thing. I'm not making it worse. So I had to slightly do an adjustment on the, I think I've come to the conclusion that when you do these and you do it up on the bottom ones, it's better to undo the bolts on the bottom chassis rail just to loosen it up, to give you just a tiny little bit of play, because you're never going to get them in the spot on in the exact position. So I did that, and it just had to move over just a fraction to line the bolts up. The other side was okay. That side was just very, very slightly out, so nothing much, but enough to not be able to get the bolts in properly. So that's why it's jacked up and up on an axle stand. So I just thought I'd just stick the bumper on just loosely, just have a look at the colour match more than anything. And I've actually pushed it in that side, and that is pretty spot on, absolutely spot on. So it was worth taking that bit of bumper down to the body shop. So well done, Bill. You got it spot on. Absolutely matches. I think it even matches through the camera, which it often doesn't. Maybe it does with this colour, but it is literally spot on. Because they normally come out a bit on the light side. I haven't pushed it in this side yet. I wasn't going to push it in at all on the sides, because that's the bit where you end up scratching the paint off of here, which I don't want to do. So I didn't put it in that side. But I thought, what I might do, I think, is just do those two bolts up on the top and shut the bonnet and see what happens. I know obviously I still haven't sorted out this side bit, but it will tell me whether it's all in the right position or not height wise. a lot of fiddling about. I'm almost, well, so I'm almost there. I had trouble with the DRL. Couldn't get one of the dim light when the lights are on. The DRL goes dim, as you know, and I just couldn't get it to work. I changed bulbs, changed all sorts of things. I ended up having to take the bumper back off again and change the light. Pain in the backside. It's taken me ages to do that, so it's not perfect by any stretch. I did move the bonnet back a little bit, and I think I might have moved it back a little bit too far because it's thrown this side out a little bit as well. And also the bonnet is snatching a little bit when it lets go, so I think I need to readjust that catch, and this side is bloody awful. But I am going to leave it now and walk away and come back to it another time. Yeah, another day, probably tomorrow. I want to get it right, but obviously I've got other stuff to do on the car, which I can be getting on with, but I've spent all morning on this, messing around with this, so I'm just going to try and get those on. The bumper is very, very warm, so I'm hoping it's very, because it was down here where I was putting all the bits on, so I'm hoping it's a bit more flexible. I've got a bit of a gap there. I think, again, the bonnet needs twisting big time to get it right. It's just tweaking, but it's a lot of tweaking. But that bumper is absolutely, I can't but get over what a great match that is. Absolutely spot on. And of course, I've got another one. So if I find a pop in this colour, or a colour therapy, another colour therapy which has got the proper pop bumper on, unlike this one, then I can use that as well. So yeah, I'm getting there. I am getting there. But I need to get this video uploaded for tonight. So I'm not going to be able to do much more on this video, I think. So what I'm going to do now is, as I'm up in the air with one wheel off, I'm going to get the other wheel up in the air. So other wheel up in here, the other side up in the air, put it on the stand, take that wheel off, and then I am going to clean and paint those wheels. So that'll be the front of that done then, ready to accept the wheel trims. So yeah, I think that's probably the best thing to do. But yeah, I'm going to put those on, put the number plate on, and then yeah, hope for the best when we come back to this tomorrow to give it another go at lining up. We'll get there eventually. We'll get it to a happy medium, even if it's not perfect. We'll get it as perfect as I can. But yeah, it's a bit of a long-winded process. Sometimes it just goes in perfectly, sometimes not. I've got a feeling, if you remember, this radiator isn't very good on this, or wasn't very good, it had a hole in it, didn't it? And the bottom peg, I've got a feeling that this front panel is slightly out of true. I think that's why I'm having these problems. It was a genuine one. It didn't look out of true, but I think it is. So I think in future, I never have any trouble with pattern ones. So I think in future, unless I know for certain that it's come off of a rear damaged or a side damaged car, I'm not buying the used ones. It's just not worth it. I have had this trouble before. It doesn't take much for it to be out, and you have these problems. So if it's one that's had a frontal smash, but they think it's all right, so they sell the red pack, and of course I had a damaged radiator, then that speaks volumes. So yeah, I'm not happy about the bloke who sold me this. Not happy at all. I haven't let him know about the radiator yet, and if you remember, the condenser was missing as well. So I paid 100 quid and ended up with a Duff front panel, well, possibly a Duff front panel, no condenser, and a radiator that I had to replace, and one of the bars missing. So all I managed to get out of it was a top bar and a possibly slightly bent front panel. I don't know. Anyway, we'll get there in the end. So that's it for the time being. We'll be back very shortly. We'll get these wheels done, get them all cleaned, get them on, and then I think we'll probably call it a day for this video. Otherwise I won't be able to get this uploaded for tomorrow. Tonight rather, not tomorrow. Right, that's the two front wheels all fallout remover, jet washed, just letting them dry in the sun. Then I'll get some black paint on those, and then they can go back on the car. They'll dry in no time in the sun. So I'm going to leave this video here. I know it's not a very long video, but it is only your Wednesday one. So yeah, that's your Wednesday video, unfortunately. Oop. I would have liked to have got more done for the video for you, but I've got this done, and I know I didn't show you masses of it, but if I'm going to get the video uploaded for tonight, then I need to stop now, because it takes time to edit it and save it and get it uploaded. And obviously for as it's 4K as well, it takes longer for YouTube to do their checks. So it needs to be up now, so I'm going to carry on. I'll get those white wheels painted, get those wheels on. I might do the back ones as well for the time being, and then I might make a start on the seat belts actually, at least get one side done. It takes about half hour to do seat belts and pre-tensioners, so when I've done that, both sides, I will know whether I need to take the airbag ECU out or not. Hopefully I won't, but I'll know then. But it's good that it fits into the bumpers, because that's always the bone of contention, that whether it's going to fit in there either side or not, and it does. It fits lovely, both sides, which is always a bit of a nervous moment when you put it in the sides. And this is a Platinum Plus, so it's got more chance of being like an original as well. So yeah, all good so far. Just it's a shame about the gaps that have got to be adjusted, but I'm sure I'll get to the bottom of it. So as I say, that's it for the time being for today. We'll be back hopefully on Sunday when we can get this finished, and hopefully by Friday this afternoon I'm going to ring Copart about this thing sitting here, as I still haven't heard from them. I checked the email this morning, nothing, so I'm going to go and check the email now. Assuming there's still nothing, which I don't suppose there will be, I'm going to get back on the phone to them, and hopefully I can give you an update by Friday. Fingers crossed. If not, then I guess it'll be next week. But yeah, until Sunday, thanks for watching. As always, if you're not a subscriber, hit that button. Sunday will give you some more Project Gino. Until then, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you on the and we'll see you on the next one. So just a quick update. That's not really an update. I just called Copart about the R-bath, R-bath stroke fake R-bath. Not much use really. They've received the pictures that I sent them on Friday. There's no further update. The bloke I spoke to has said I will send them an email and see if I can get them to call you today. Sorry, contact you today. And I said they can call me or they can email. He said complaints is always by email. So I said, is that because they don't want people shouting at them? And he laughed and said, yeah, probably. So with a bit of luck, they will send me an email today. I won't hold my breath, but yeah. So I just wanted to quickly pop in and say that, and then as and when I have heard from them and we can hopefully get to the bottom of this, I will let you know. Hopefully that'll be by Friday. Fingers crossed. Anyway, laters.